SCP-1299, Object Class Euclid. SCP-1299 is a white porcelain over steel freestanding bathtub manufactured by the Corporation. It was discovered when the occupants of a house on 75 Street in Ohio experienced an unusually high rate of apparent suicides and murders via drowning. A news story on the anomaly brought the house into the Foundation's attention. The Foundation quickly suppressed all information regarding the crimes and secured the house in question. No anomalies were observed until one agent turned on the handle to SCP-1299, which activated despite being disconnected from the house's water supply, resulting in the agent's death. The Foundation quickly secured the bathtub and moved it to its current containment. When a living human touches one of the two handles on SCP-1299, the tub will begin filling with water. Once the tub is filled, an invisible force, designated SCP-1299-1, will pull the subject into SCP-1299 and force the subject underwater. An imprint of a pair of hands will appear around the subject's neck while they attempt to escape. Barring outside intervention, the subject will invariably drown, at which point the water will begin to drain via unknown means until the containment chamber is completely dry. The corpse may then be retrieved safely. If by the 26th night of each month no living body has touched the handles or is in the room, -1 will manifest and leave SCP-1299, leaving a trail of wet humanoid footprints. It will seek out the nearest living human body, which it will drag back to SCP-1299 and begin to drown as normal. If the process is interrupted and the subject pulled away from -1, the subject's personality will undergo a complete resequencing. For additional information, see Addendum 1299-0-1. -1 is intangible and impossible to damage by any means yet tested, and does not appear on thermal imaging or X-ray scanning. For additional information, see Testing Log 1299-A. Testing Log 1299-A. Subject: 1D Class Personnel, D985, with background in plumbing. Conditions: D985 instructed to attach SCP-1299 to newly constructed water pipe. Result: SCP-1299 began filling autonomously, and -1 immediately dragged D985 into SCP-1299 to drown him. Immediately after D985's death, footprints characteristic of -1 formed a trail towards and through the locked door to the containment chamber. -1 proceeded to grab one of the two guards stationed outside and pulled him through the still locked door into SCP-1299. Site personnel were alerted of a containment breach. -1 continued to seize and drown personnel until it successfully killed a female D-Class, at which point SCP-1299 deactivated. The pipe was removed without further incident. Addendum 1299-0-1. On 2008, Dr. The researcher who was at the time overseeing SCP-1299 attempted to alter the conditions of Procedure F-30 without proper authorization. D-1130 was introduced to the testing environment and instructed to enter the bathtub per regulation, but when -1 appeared, Dr. breached containment and attempted to pull the subject out of SCP-1299. After approximately 1 minute of struggle, the subject was removed from SCP-1299, and the instance of -1 disappeared. D-1130 seemed extremely distressed, asking where he was and insisting that he had just been in his house. Upon further examination and interview, D-1130 referred to himself as a female who had been killed by drowning years ago in New York. Her boyfriend had been convicted of her murder, though the evidence was purely circumstantial. After gathering all available information, the subject was terminated. 1 day later, a second D-Class was used in Procedure F-30 to prevent a containment breach. Experiments are currently ongoing to determine the cause and results of the secondary effect. Testing Log 1299-B. Subject: 2 D-Class personnel, D-701 and 803. Conditions: D-701 instructed to touch handle, then D-803 and D-701 both instructed to lie down in SCP-1299. Results: after 30 seconds, -1 appeared and attacked both subjects simultaneously. 3 guards pulled the subjects from the water. Both subjects claimed to be a 25-year-old female whose husband killed her by drowning her in the bathtub. Each subject expressed extreme distress at the other's assertions. Both were able to recall intimate details of life. D-803 was terminated, and D-701 was used as a subject for Procedure F-30. Subject: 1 D-Class personnel, D-942. Conditions: D-942 sent and wired to recording net attached to EEG in order to perform Procedure F-30. Security instructed to pull subject out after 5 seconds. Result: at 1.25 seconds after -1's attack, D-942 briefly displayed brainwave patterns consistent with an onset of a grand mal epileptic seizure, before almost immediately returning to that of an excited state typical of a person being drowned. -1 pulled recording net off a subject after 2 seconds. Subject: 1 D-Class personnel, D-1074. Conditions: D-1074 is sent in to perform Procedure F-30. Security instructor to remove sample of water from SCP-1299. Result: F-30 enacted successfully, water sample retrieved. Sample showed no anomalous properties. Mineral concentrations and pH were found to be typical of municipal tap water from New York. Subject: 1 D-Class personnel, D-873. Conditions: SCP-1299 filled using hose attached to external water source. D-873 positioned in containment chamber in case of -1 activation. Result: immediately upon SCP-1299 being completely filled, -1 attacked D-873, initiating Procedure F-30. Subject: 1 D-Class personnel, D-1132. Conditions: SCP-1299 filled with bleach supplied by hose. D-1132 positioned in containment chamber in case of -1 activation. No activation of SCP-1299. No appearance of -1. Subject: 1 D-Class personnel, D-894. Conditions: D-894 brought in to enact Procedure F-30 as scheduled. Result: upon seeing SCP-1299, D-894 retreated to the far corner of the room and stayed there screaming until escorted out of room by security personnel. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1299 is to be contained in an 8 by 10 by 4 meter concrete cell. It is to be kept disconnected from all sources of water, regardless of its current state. The door to its containment chamber is to remain locked at all times unless Procedure F-30 is being enacted. All Level 2 and above staff members on site are to carry keys to SCP-1299's containment cell. Once a month, 1 D-Class is to enact Procedure F-30. In case of a containment breach, essential personnel are advised to move as far away as possible from the containment area, and any available female D-Class are to be escorted towards the breach site by security.